Welcome to Near Falls with D. Hall. He's talking on bars and how they win it all. Yeah, it's just Near Falls with D. Hall. The final takedown, the glory or the fall. So loosen up, step on in, wrestle with the need to win. We're talking Near Falls with D. Hall. Ready or not, he's here to brawl.
What's going on, wrestling fans? Welcome into another edition of Near Falls with D Hall, a wrestling podcast. Today, so excited. This is the best time of year. My favorite project of the year, the 24-25 WPIAL Coaches Preview. So excited to bring this to you guys. I have a bunch of different coaches coming on from across the WPIAL. They're going to come on, talk about their schedule, expectations, up-and-comers, their leaders, their seniors, all that type of stuff. You guys know the drill. This is year 3 or 4 of me doing it. So pumped up to bring it to you guys. I really hope you enjoy it, and just hope you enjoy listening to these guys talk like I did. It was always a blast for me, and this year was no different. So without further ado, welcome in to the WPIAL Coaches Preview.
Welcome to the Near Falls WPIAL Show, where D.R. and Kaz are gonna tell you all the things you wanna know. Whether it's Trinity or Spencer Lee or Mr. Kurt Angle, just ask Vinny, WPIAL, Ken and Mac for sure. They got the interviews to soothe your soul, because it's Near Falls in the WPIAL.
Okay, joining me now on the call, we have newly minted head coach of the WPIAL champion Burrell Bucks, Mr. Steve Ancini. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well today. And how are you?
Doing really good indeed. Thank you so much for taking some time out and coming on the show. I guess first things first, man, talk about getting the phone call and taking over, one of the best teams in the WPIAL.
That was pretty exciting to get that call and let me know that I got the head coaching job. I've been there 10 years as an assistant coach, 5 as the head assistant. And, I'm looking forward to continuing the Burrell legacy.
Why did you find it important to put your name in the hat and, become
the
next head coach?
One of the big reasons is that with any kind of program, any sports program, you want consistency. And being there, I've known a lot of these kids, a lot of them, the juniors now, I've had wrestle for me since they've been 7 or 8 for my wrestling club, Bones Wrestling Club, freestyle club. And just it's consistent. You get new coaches in there. They have different styles. They have different terminology for technique, even though it might be the same technique. The terminology is a little bit different. So, and the kids are familiar with me. And I wanted to make sure that we had continued with the same coaching staff we've had.
So you've been there for 10 years. Talk to me about some of the alumni. Who's rolling around in college or who's doing big things post-high school?
Well, we have Ian Oswald at Brown. He's redshirting this year, but he's back. In fact, he's back for Thanksgiving. AJ Corrado is at Brown also. We also have Ricky Feroci. He's at Simon Fraser University in British Columbia.
Nice.
Up in Canada. And then we have Cooper Hornack. He's at Columbia right now.
Nice. You got the tentacles all spread out there, even a little bit up in Canada. That's good stuff, man.
We're trying to go international, I guess.
I love that. Okay. Talk to me about the off-season program. Since you've taken over the job, have you gotten the guys in the room? Are they going to clubs? What's it look like for you guys?
In the summertime, we did a lot of lifting. We did 4 times a week. We lifted 4 times a week. And we used to have 10 to 12 kids that ones that weren't playing fall sports. We actually had 7 that were 5 were playing football, 2 were playing soccer. So majority of our team was doing something. We lift heavy in the summertime, put on some muscle. And then on Tuesdays and Thursdays, a lot of the kids go to the Mat Factory in Lower Burrell. And then that's pretty much through the summer. September, we begin conditioning 3 days a week with an open mat on Wednesdays at the high school, while still attending the Mat Factory on that Tuesday and Thursday night. So basically, we're getting during the summer and preseason, we're getting 3 days on the mat, plus any kind of tournaments that the Math Factory gets the kids into.
Love that. Okay, as you start to gear up towards the season, who've some of those leaders that you've recognized in the room?
The leaders in our room are basically Luke Boyland, Isaac Lisinski, Calio Zanella. But it's interesting, though. We have a few juniors: Cam Baker, Jake Stewart, Julian Bertucci. These are kids that went to regionals last year. They're also taking a leadership role. Caden Crawford, a sophomore, he's leading by example. He works really hard in the room. But basically the team holds each other accountable. And so really they're all leaders. And that's what I'm really enjoying this year with them.
That's awesome, man. And it's good to see, kind of trickle down from the seniors down into the juniors. On the other side of that coin, how about freshmen or new guys that are just cracking the lineup that we might look up at the end of the regional tournament and say, hey, that guy's got a chance?
Well, we only have one freshman coming up this year, Logan Barrett, 107-pounder. And he's got some work to do, but we work our system. So, we're looking for some big things from him. We picked up a new kid also, a 13-pounder, Vinny Guerreri. He didn't wrestle before, but he's an extremely talented soccer player, very good athlete, extremely hard worker.
Those are all good things for the wrestling mat. You love to hear that. I mean, footwork, wrestling, or footwork, hardworking. That's good stuff.
Yes.
Okay, talk to me about your schedule. Did you get your hands on it? Did you change it at all, or is it kind of status quo?
Our schedule basically is we're starting out with Cumberland Valley tournament. So we're going to travel 3 hours out to Cumberland Valley, wrestle in a tournament out there, and then we're going to open up the season with Neighborhood Academy. It's a newer school, I assume, a charter school out of Wilkinsburg area. And then the 21st of December, we open up with a non-section match with Kiski.
And you love to hear that. I mean, the Kiski Burrell match, that's always one of my favorites, man.
It's a barn burner,
Talk about that rivalry a little bit. What's it mean to you?
Well, we've won the last two dual meets. I know they're pretty loaded this year, so it means it's just like any rivalry. It's competition, it's competitiveness. Each team wants to win, and we just want to make sure that Burrell stays on top. And but it's just what I like about it, though, is it gets the fans involved for the season. We really do this in December, and it kind of gets the fans into the wrestling mode for the season.
Yeah, there's no doubt. I mean, last year it was completely filled up. It's always a great one, and I caught the little Burrows one the last two, a little slip in there. I like that, my friend. That was good. Okay, talk to me about your coaching staff, man. Who's helping you out this year?
Okay, well, we still have the same coaching staff. My head assistant is Jake Gramacki. He wrestled for Clarion. He's been with us for about 4 years. Still have Josh Shields coming in, the previous head coach. Isaac Greeley, UPJ graduate. Brock Biddle, UPJ graduate. Ethan Whistler, Penn State graduate. And we did have a big loss to the staff this year when Chris Como moved over to Armstrong.
Yeah, I mean, you can't have them all, my friend. Jeez.
No, I know. Well, we did have we compensated that. We have another coach, and that's Jake Lentzel, the national runner-up from Pitt.
Yeah, not bad. Good replacement, I'd say.
I think it's pretty good. Yeah, and the kids really like him. He relates to the kids very well. So, we all have the same goals. We've all had them the same as we've always had. Basically, that's the key to continue a successful program.
Yeah, for
We
sure.
want to win our section. WPIAL place top 4 in the state.
I think my main question I have for you, and I've talked to Josh a lot about this over the years, but it seems like you guys are amazing or really good at getting those guys that either have just started or just picking up the sport, or the mid-level guys that to buy in and whatever their job is, maybe not get pinned or give up a bonus points, or hey, you got to get this match that might not potentially be favored in. How do you guys get those it's easy to get the kids that go to club and they're, do these things year in and year out, season in, season out. How do you get the next level kids bought in?
Well, the big thing is, especially the kids that are newer to the system, we just, we relate to them as, we've all been there. And we kind of express the feeling that, look, we understand what you're going through. And so we just take a little bit more time with them. And, we're just a upbeat kind of coaching staff. When kid does a great technique, it works. And especially a newer kid, we clap, we really pump them up, and they start to believe in it. And I think that's the big thing. We all have been there, so we can relate to what they're going through, and we kind of stress that point.
That's a fantastic answer. Okay. Next thing I got, room games. What do you get into? What do you let them boys play over there at Burrell?
Well, it depends on the day. When the girls are practicing or aren't practicing. But we start with a game of dodgeball that Coach Ethan brought in from Penn State. We used to play wall ball a lot, but since the room's kind of updated with banners of the team successes and state champions, and we don't want to kind of hit against the wall, so we play.
Good problem to have, my friend.
Yeah, I know. So we try to keep it down the ball a little bit lower than the all the banners and stuff like that, just to prevent any kind of damage. I think something our AD would frown upon. But usually we do that. And those are the games we usually play.
That's good stuff. Talk to me about social medias. How can we follow along with the squad this year?
Well, we're on Facebook at Burrell Bucks Wrestling, and we post constantly. And also on X, the X Twitter. We're on X, and it's Burrell Wrestling. That's the social media that we use.
All right. Give me the goals and expectations for this squad. Obviously, you guys are coming off a WPIAL championship. You're one of the most storied programs in history. How do you kind of pick that rock up and keep it moving?
Well, we have the same goals we always had been. That's, again, like I said, I previously stated, that's to be successful in the program. We want to keep that legacy going. We want to win our section. We want to win WPIALs. We want to place top 4 in the state. There's the same goals, and we strive for that. And those are our main goals for the year.
Anyone or anything you want to shout out before I leave you go, my friend?
Absolutely. I'm going to give a shout out. I have, if you don't mind, I have a couple. I want to shout out to my wife, Kim, who's encouraged me to actually take over the program, and has to endure many nights of me being away, especially in January through March. And I really appreciate and I'm grateful for her support. Another individual, I'd like also to give a big shout out to Derek, Dr. Derek Mason. He works at the rehab center in Lower Burrell. He helped me get back on my feet after a serious back injury last January. And I highly recommend, if someone's injured, go to the rehab center, And lastly, though, I'd really like to dedicate this season to a dear friend of mine and former colleague of mine, El Beatty, who passed away of cancer this past August.
Yeah, Mr. Beatty, I'm sure a big part of the Burrell Bucks family.
Yeah, I've known him for over 30 years, and we worked together. We coached together at Valley, and he still supported us. He's a big Burrell supporter. His son was a state champ.
Yep. Yeah, the Beatty boys were problems in high school, man. Some bitch, they were good,
Yeah, they were a problem for a lot of guys.
Yeah, for sure, man. And good tribute there. And I appreciate you coming on and taking some time out. And I'll see you out there at the mats really soon.
All right, Don. Thanks very much for having me. I appreciate it.
Appreciate you. Thank you, Steve.
Okay. All right. Bye-bye.